Hey everyone, I am Jessica from Willowvine's Intuitive Vibes and Willow's Wisdom, which I haven't been over there in a minute, so I don't know if this is going to go over there or on Willowvine's Intuitive Vibes or even Patreon. I guess we'll just have to wait and see wherever it ends up. This is kind of cryptic, just saying. For some reason, this energy feels very similar to the reading I just did yesterday, and today is March 21st, so I did it on the 20th, and it's when I used the Beetlejuice deck. It's weird because I wasn't even really thinking too much about like magic and spells and witchcraft and whatever, but it did pop up in there as certain examples, and I kept trying to brush it off. Which someone might be doing that in this energy because maybe they don't believe or it sounds fictitious, so it's like, oh, it's got to be anything but that. And sometimes the energy that we're feeling and that is around is coming from a practitioner sending that intention your way, because whether you want to believe it or not, that shit is real. If you believe in psychic abilities and spirituality and what I'm doing here right now with tarot and stuff like that, then it's not too far-fetched. I'm just saying it's all about intention. I'm going to say it's the same as manifestation, because I was going to say meditation, but when you meditate, you have purpose usually as well, or you're clearing your energy, which that energy is here. But the only reason I'm bringing up yesterday's reading is because, like I said, I kept brushing the witchcraft part off, like, okay, whatever. So I feel like someone in this energy might be doing that. Like, it's anything but that. And I feel like whoever is sending these intentions someone's way is banking on that. They're being pretty childish, I'm just going to say, because I felt like something's coming, like I'm preparing for something. What am I preparing for? And I got childish, which says immature, naive, irresponsible. Someone was very irresponsible with practicing something, is what I want to say. But this person was banking on the fact that you'd be naive to this, that you wouldn't understand, you wouldn't be open to the possibility of someone interfering with your energetic field, your life, whatever, in that way, because you quote unquote can't prove it, Well, if you sense energies and vibrations and frequencies, you'll be able to sense it, and you don't have to prove this energy to anyone. You don't have to prove that this is happening, as long as you are aware and you handle it accordingly. This person, whoever sent this shit someone's way, was very impulsive. They didn't think things through. They don't know you. They don't know your capabilities. They don't know how, I don't want to say how open you are, because that's not what this really is. How different you are. That you're a different breed is what I want to say. So somebody was very hasty in their actions because they felt like, I'm going to get away with it regardless. I don't think they're going to. And it's crazy because last night, I just want to say, before I even go into last night and whatever, and that reading and all that stuff, I'm drawing a blank now. That's great. I just heard start over. But I don't feel like I should start over. I did pick up on this energy a while ago where it's like going back to the beginning, and I used writing as an example, where it's like, just keep going, because at the end you can go back and edit and whatever. If you keep going back to the beginning, you're gonna get stuck in that loop. If you keep going back to the past, the writing's the example, you're never gonna finish it. That could be where some of this chaotic energy is coming in, where you start and stop projects, where you don't feel the desire to do something you love. It's like, because I feel very gung-ho about something. This is what I want. This is what I love. And now all of a sudden, it's like I can't make time for it, either because of external circumstances, or I won't make time for it. I'll do anything but what I should be doing, what I want to be doing, because I don't want to do what I want to do. That's magical influence, is what I want to say. And I guess what's bringing me to is last night is I was charging protection amulets, and I was kind of in a meditative state when I was doing it. Somebody wants to remain covered. I feel like I'm posing. So maybe there's a poser here. I don't know. Anyways, I'm like posing for a picture. Sitting for a portrait. Anyways, when I was in that meditative state, a lot of information was coming in, and it was pertaining to a past situation for me personally. And I was like, why the fuck is that coming in? And it was almost like with crystal clarity. It was crazy because there was something from a while ago that, you know, I was kind of going round and round in my head about, not like obsessively or incessantly or anything like that. It was kind of always there, and it's like, well, I wonder what the fuck that's about, you know? And I wish I could get clarity on it. Oh well. And then I'd let it go, but it would always resurface, and I was like, why the hell is this resurfacing? Well, it did again in that meditation, but I saw it very different because I wasn't focused on it. I wasn't looking at it. Like, I wasn't even thinking about it. It just came in. So I'm like, okay, well, this just coming in, it's got to be significant. And I remember what it is, and it's not like a big deal for everyone else, but the only reason I'm bringing it up is there was one aspect of it where, because it was like, there's magical practices surrounding what I'm talking about, because that's what this energy is, and that's why this example is coming up. I was staring at a heart, and I'm like, does it have to do with somebody wanting to affect somebody's heart, you know, like their love life, which was the number one thing I thought of, something they love, or their physical heart, you know, which could, you know, end someone ultimately or cause a lot of difficulties and setbacks, especially with health issues and shit like that. But it wasn't really the health crap that was standing out. It was, I was thinking of, you know, like someone you love, something you love. Someone trying to attack matters of the heart, basically. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, and it kind of went in and out, and then other information came through, and then I went, I think I went to have a smoke break or something, and I was looking at my phone, and there was an alert on TikTok, so I was looking at it, and for some reason, I was just staring at the little heart on the side, which is likes, and I'm going, huh, because for me, personally, I don't have anyone that I'm in love with. I don't, like, so there wouldn't be like a relationship situation or anything like that. You know, I do have love for other people, friends, family, whatever, but it's not like when you're madly, deeply in love with somebody. I'm like, what do I love? I love my channel. I love my work. So if someone knows that, and most people do, because I'm pretty invested in what I do, you know what I mean? So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to fucking know that, and me saying it isn't me outing my big secret or anything, you know? It's not a secret. So if somebody wanted to send shit energy my way and create blockages, it would be for my work. It would be for what I love. And I'm like, the hearts. That's what someone's doing. Spirit was just unloading on me last night. Like, here you fucking go. So the other thing I got thinking about, because it popped in my head, and it's weird because it popped in my head, but I couldn't remember the word. And I'm like, okay, I've heard this before. So it was like Spirit told me what it was, but I'm like, okay, the word begins with an I. And I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, I know what this is. Have that ever happened to you where information comes in or a thought comes in and you know exactly what it is, but you can't think of the word, the actual word, but you just know, you have the inner knowing. You have the inner knowing, so you just know, but it's like, wait a minute. Well, it finally came to me, and they were talking to me about tranquil spirits. And I'm like, I've heard about that before. I'm not well versed in all the different types of witchcraft and magic and all that stuff. I have a generalized knowledge, a basic knowledge at best, of certain things, but it's only because I was prompted to do research over the years into different things. And the main things that were popping up for me pertaining to witches and witchcraft were hoodoo, voodoo, and Spanish brujeria. And I'm like, Okay, like what's the difference? Because I used to make jokes and say someone's doing hoodoo voodoo on you. Well, those are two separate practices, but they're both practices. So, and I didn't know that. I used to make jokes, and I'm just like, okay. But anyways, something that would constantly pop up was Brahidya. And when the entrangled spirit thing came in, I'm like, you know what? I gotta look this up. What the hell is that even about? I remember seeing something about how to invoke an entrangled spirit, and there was a lot of warnings tied to it, and I think I sidestepped it because I'm like, well, I don't want to deal with any of that fucking shit, you know, because I don't do anything. Any practice that I do is for myself, protection and shit like that. I don't work for anyone else when it comes to that stuff, and I don't infringe on the free will of others. It's just like, if somebody doesn't want to be with you, if somebody hurts you, if somebody makes whatever choice they make, let them and move the fuck on with your life, you know. But when someone's causing harm to you, that's different. That's where I feel like baneful magic comes in, and where it's beneficial because it's for protection. You know, it's self-defense if you think about it, especially if someone's gonna pull that bullshit. They have to do it first, though. Your actions and intentions must be justified. They just must, or it's gonna be your ass, you know. But anyways, someone's actions were not justified. They're being childish and impulsive. They did something they shouldn't have done. And I do know someone was doing magic on me, because I did 3 different tests, and they all came up where it partially worked in the past, but someone's still trying. So I'm like, do your best. But anyways, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the entrangled spirit real quick, and then I got some cards pulled. I know I'm like 12 minutes in. Well, maybe not, because I might edit this one. So anyways, let's see here. It's just so weird that this stuff pops up and then all of a sudden it comes together, kind of thing. And by the way, I'll just read it. Okay, the entrangled spirit is a spiritual being or class of spirits who comes to hoodoo via the folk traditions of Latin America, specifically via Mexican brujeria, Spanish brujeria, or witchcraft. This spirit of, who is said to wander between heaven and hell, is petitioned by scorned lovers, someone's butthurt and childish, just saying, for the return of their partner. The spirit is, well, rescue's coming in. Save me, baby. The spirit is petitioned through prayers and candles, and then it is sent to harass, torment, and coerce the victim with restlessness and an unnatural need to see, speak, hear, and be around the petitioner until the victim returns to the jilted lover. So it's to torture someone into returning, or just to torture them for the sake of torture, because if you're pissed off as well. Because I was thinking, I'm like, if somebody sent, you know, an entrangled spirit my way, that energy my way, I don't want to return to anyone, so it ain't working, if that's the case. But then down here, it says, hoodoo psychic readers, spirit workers, and root doctors who petition the spirits on behalf of clients may work with the entrangled spirit to force the return of a lover, like I said, to torment a selfish former lover, and to dominate and control a wayward spouse. But it doesn't have to be the former lover or spouse that's actually being attacked, in a sense, because I was feeling this energy for someone in a roundabout way, regardless of, you know, any energy coming my way, because that's just what I was thinking, and that's what's leading me into this, where I'm like, well, I don't, you know, even if I have a scorned ex or something, I'm not drawn to go back to anyone or whatever, so it's not geared towards me directly. But if someone's interested in another person, so say for example, person A over here has an ex that's pissed and did this, so they're trying to torment that person, and that ex knows that person A likes you. So what's going to happen here, for torment purposes, to send that person back to their lover, or to whoever the hell this past person is, or to just stay away from future people, to stay away from you especially, would be, you would be tormented. You would be obsessive, you would be clingy, you would be overbearing towards this person unexpectedly. Like, you would be acting out of character and always want to be around this person, talk to them like I need you in my world kind of thing, which would scare that person off. It would scare person A away. So then, therefore, it worked. Whether they returned to somebody or not, they would just be tortured and annoyed out of being around you. I feel like somebody did that. I really, really do. And that's why this was so significant. Like I said in the beginning, this is not for everyone. This reading, most readings aren't for everyone anyways, but there are a lot of people who do take on many messages as their own when it has nothing to do with them. And I don't know who I'm reading for, so I mean, use your discernment. It's up to you if it fits for your situation or not. But I do know, like, there are some people that have commented on certain things, and the messages, certain messages that they thought were for them, just aren't. But it's not my place to decide, so I don't really say much on that. But anyway, someone's doing fucking magic. And it's leading me into this reading. So there's a little backstory. And I kind of feel like some of you might be preparing to counteract this, while others of you are just preparing to put that shield up that I was talking about in yesterday's reading, where everything that comes your way bounces off and is put in this person's face. So the truth will be revealed, and not by your mouth, you know, it will just be shown to whoever needs to see it, because I don't feel like the truth needs to be shown to you directly, especially if you're reversing something that was put on you, or just putting up the shields of protection so it bounces off of you. Because most of you will just do something along those lines where you protect your person, you know, your space, your home, your loved ones, shit like that, and then leave it at that, while others of you will go, you fuck with me, you fucked with the wrong person, you know, that kind of thing. So depends on where you stand in that. But the problems are leading to this. There's a build up here. Number 3, and 3 was very significant in that meditation last night, and I kept seeing a triangle, and it was making me think of, you know, like, at first I was thinking of the Holy Trinity and stuff, but that's not what it was. It had to do with power, courage, and wisdom. And the weirdest thing too, and that's the triangle for spirituality or certain spiritual practices, it's not always about Christianity and Catholicism and stuff. So whatever it means to you, but in that meditation, it was power, courage, and wisdom. And the weirdest thing too is I had my phone face down, because when it's black screen, it's a scrying mirror, just like your TV and everything else. If there's a reflection in there, you know, monitoring spirits can look through it, people, whatever. And I was also reminded of this happened a few years ago, because I was like staring at the mirrors, and I'm like looking in my house going, because I closed all my mirrors, I made sure to lock them so nothing can view or whatever. And the only one I didn't lock was the one in the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do that, but I'm not worried about it right this second. And I will now that I said it publicly, but anyways, it doesn't really matter. A few years ago, it just reminded me. So sometimes I go through that process and think of things just to be reminded of something and go, oh, an aha moment, and that could happen to some of you. So anyways, I'm looking in the bathroom mirror, and I'm like, I remember the time when I felt like someone was watching me through the mirror. And I was thinking of it in a literal sense, as at the time, as if it was a person had a camera in there, or, you know, like the two-way mirrors where, like, in interrogation rooms and stuff. That's what was popping in my head, like someone's looking, it's like looking through a window, but it's a mirror on the other side. So two people looking at each other, but only one person can see and the other one can't, which, you know, could pertain to psychic abilities and telepathy and stuff too. But if we're talking about mirror magic and spirits and energy being sent someone's way, that's what clicked. It was spiritual monitoring, not a physical person, but monitoring spirits and tranquil spirits, you know, negative energy that sent someone's way, negative entities that are sent someone's way. They will use any tactic to scare you, to create paranoia, fear, to make you think one thing when it's another, confusion, to create chaos. And that's what was happening at the time for me. That's why I said someone was doing magic on me, and it did partially work. They haven't given up, and they're fucked now. I'm just saying. But anyways, nothing's getting through now, so it's like, keep trying. Keep knocking, but you can't get in, because I have walls of protection. And I feel like a lot of you do too when it comes to outside sources and energy. So maybe lock your mirrors, but if you're thinking along those lines. But it's just weird how I couldn't see the problem. I couldn't, and it's not because I wouldn't have believed back then. That never crossed my mind, which is kind of like an illusion or a cloaking energy where you can't find the source, you can't figure out why something's happening, which will drive you nuts. That's the point of that energy, and it did drive me nuts. I'm just saying, I was like, it was so confusing. If you go back like 4 or 5 years ago on here with some of my readings, you'll just see how much of a tizzy I was, because the energy was just so like heavy, and oh god, it was bad. And if you look up the signs of if you're being hexed or cursed, I had all of them. I was even talking about it publicly and didn't know what the fuck it meant. I'm like, what is this? What is that? You know, I was smelling bad smells. This is reminding me because it happened during that meditation, but it was really quick. It was just to show me. I smelled sulfur, like rotten eggs, death, because I would smell like a dead mouse. And I smelled it in multiple areas, so I knew it wasn't an actual rodent, you know. But I'm going, why do I keep smelling death? Why do I keep smelling like sulfur? And there was another thing I smelled too at that time, but I can't remember what it is now. But there's different signs, and it's smelling stuff, nightmares. I was having crazy, scary dreams. I was very fearful. Like, I had every fucking symptom, but I didn't. Every sign pointed to some of that magical bullshit, but I didn't even think of it, because that's what was meant to happen. But Spirit's showing me now, because I'm closed off to it now. I'm protected from it now, and I was wide open back then. I mean, wide open. So if you're wide open, close the channels. You know what I mean? Just block it. But anyways, moving on. Tower, unplug and relax for a spell. The first one that comes out. And this is all about taking time for yourself, you know, replenishing your energy, coming back to center, you know, meditating, doing yoga, things like that, healthy lifestyle, whether it's pertaining to exercise, eating healthy, whatever. It's just getting right with yourself and your body, mentally and physically. And I do feel like, because I said number 3, which was the power, courage, and wisdom. Oh, I didn't even finish what I was saying with that. That will allow you to stand strong, I'm just going to say. But you got to regain your strength for something. So you can combat whatever this is, if it pertains to you. But anyways, I have my phone face down because I went into the mirror thing. That's why. But anyways, I have this little stone that says wisdom. It's like one of those little worry stones. And it was the lapis lazuli, the throat chakra crystal that I had as well. And I put this over my camera, wisdom. I don't know why. I just wanted to cover my camera for some reason. And you know where on the iPhones where the little circle is, because that's where the magnet is for the battery to charge. That's where I put the lapis lazuli, if I'm saying it right, the throat chakra crystal, basically. And it's like powering up the throat chakra is what I was thinking about. And when I looked at it, I'm like, it's like, be smart on camera. Share your wisdom. Share your wisdom. Share what you know. So it helps protect other people. Helps them understand what they're going through as well. Because I'm talking to people that have dealt with this, who might deal with this, who are going to go, what the is going on here? Oh my God. That's why I even started the series in the first place with Mystical Mysteries. It's basically self-help to let you know that you're not alone, and to show you different signs of certain stuff, because I have a bunch of topics lined up. And that's what the purpose of that is. But I do that in my readings all the time, like what I'm doing right now, explaining certain magical practices and energies. So if you're going, yeah, I felt that way, or holy shit, this makes sense for me. No, you're not nuts. And there is a reason that this is happening to you. There's someone who's butthurt and childish around. But you need to pull away and make sure that you are strong, that you are taken care of, so that you can show these mofos what you're freaking made of. We have serpent, rebirth, unconventionality, and nonconformity. This is being your authentic self. So it's like regaining a sense of self, coming back to center, and then showing the world who you are and what you're capable of. Your power, your courage, and your wisdom. Like, if anyone thought they could stop you, you're going to steamroll right over their asses. It's just everything's coming together and it all makes sense. It's just so weird, because then clear your energy came out with refuel your energy and reclaim your power, which is what this authenticity is going to allow. Like, the second you start showing your true colors and fully get into your own energy, get into yourself, and just put it out there, whether it's publicly or to the community or to a specific person, it's like, you want to see how fucking powerful I am? I'm strong. I'm going to surpass this obstacle. I'm going to make this goal. I'm going to achieve this goal. I'm going to make this happen. And you do. When you clear other people's energies out of there. That's what's going to give you the strength or the power to stand in your convictions. Because fuck being nice. And this is bringing me to return to sender, quote unquote, painful magic, bad black magic, whatever. If someone is not being nice to you, why the fuck should you be nice to them? Be nice, but not too nice. We don't need none of that toxic positivity, you know? Not everyone deserves your kindness. Not everyone deserves your wrath either. So, you know, it goes both ways. But this feels like, why be nice to someone who is being downright nasty to you behind your back or even to your face? Don't give them the benefit of the doubt. If someone wants to be a cocksucker, go let them suck on it somewhere else, you know? Or give them one that they'll choke on. I feel very angry right now. I don't know why. So someone's gonna fight back. This is fight mode. And it's the song Unstoppable is popping in my head. Like, you're an unstoppable bitch. I don't know all the lyrics, but maybe listen to that song. If someone was trying to halt your progress, to stop you in your tracks, to confuse you and make you go, all right, I gotta figure this out before I move forward, you're not doing it. You're like, nay, fuck you. Get a reading. This is all about divination. Use divination to understand your desires and path. It's not just about tarot readings. I mean, maybe some of you need to go to a reader, get a personal reading, do it for yourself. Use the pendulum, figure out if someone is actually sending energy your way or not. There's multiple ways to look into that. A practitioner can let you know if they're a trusted practitioner. I just want to say, because not everyone is legitimate either. So trust your gut when it comes to looking outside yourself for information when it pertains to energies that are around you or coming your way. Just a little bit of advice. But it's just so funny because with these two together, it's like, you don't have to be all love and light all the time. There is a balance. There's a shadow side to everyone, whether you want to let it out or not. And I kind of feel like if you get in touch with yourself and you recalibrate and you have that inner balance, your shadow side's going to come out. But it's not for evil. It's for protection and defense. It's standing up for yourself. So someone's going to stand up for themselves. Potentially magically speaking, with their own intentions. And I just want to say, if you're going to do any magical practices like that, return to sender, or punish someone for fucking with you, basically, make sure that you know what you're doing, that you've done your research. Don't be afraid of it, but make sure you do it properly. Don't rush the process. Don't be impulsive. Because that, like, what it's making me think of is, say, for example, there's a specific spell in hoodoo that you want to do, okay? And you've got everything except for maybe two things. It calls for a black candle, but all you have is white or yellow or whatever, and you're like, it's just a candle. There's intentions, there's meanings behind different colors of candles and stuff. There's meanings behind different colors, period, with anything. If you think about it, it's set up a certain way for a reason. I mean, you can create, it's different if you want to create your own spell, your own working. If it's just coming from you with your own intentions and you're setting everything up and you have a purpose behind it all, that's completely different. You can use whatever color candle you want for the purpose that you have. But if you're following something that's been done for centuries, it's already established, and you do it half-assed, first of all, it's probably not going to work, or it's not going to be as strong if it does work at all, or it could come back to your ass because you're not doing it right. So just be careful. And I also want to say, don't call on intranquil spirits to do your bidding, or dark energies like that. That's for a more seasoned practitioner or witch. It's nothing I would ever do, I'm just going to say. Or even if I never say never, I guess. I just don't think I would. I wouldn't have a reason for it, but I'm just not comfortable with that shit, Like, I'm not afraid of it. It's just not something I want to practice. And I'm not going to mess with shit I don't fully understand. Especially that stuff. No. But someone did. Because they were impulsive. They didn't do it right. Okay, so with the energy that I was talking about prior years, when I was talking about the mirror and stuff and feeling like I was being watched, and it was just like, what is this coming from? Like, what I was envisioning in my mind was not what was actually happening. That was just, it's a tactic, it's an illusion. Where was I going with that? Shit. It was an illusion that was sent. I don't know, there's somewhere I was going with that, but I fucking forgot. That type of energy can cause confusion, definitely, and that forgetfulness, brain fog and stuff, that could be part of it as well. Because I wasn't supposed to see where it was coming from. I wasn't supposed to see what was happening. So therefore, if I don't know what's happening, I'm not going to look into a person. You know what I mean? I'm not going to look into the situation and go, who did this? Because I don't know what the fuck it is. Which was the point of that energy. Because I didn't look into it. I mean, it would pop up for me, like, in my mind, like, Spirit was trying to warn me here and there, going, like, magic, 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 magic. And I'm just like, magic what? Huh? It happens to the best of us. So it's not that, my team wasn't there warning me. I just didn't, it wasn't that I didn't heed the warnings either. It was I didn't understand. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I didn't know. But that was the point of all of that. Because I feel like whatever somebody was doing on me at the time is something you have to keep up with. But they didn't do it right. And so there were cracks in the spell, cracks in the illusion, basically, where the correct information would pop in and out. So it'd be like, oh, it's this. And then, wait a minute, no, it's not. Oh, it's this. Wait a minute, no, it's not. So that makes it even more confusing. But I feel like somebody stopped temporarily, which cleared the energy. So it's like working someone, basically. Send every fucking moon cycle, whichever cycles they choose to use for whatever the hell they were doing, because there's different phases for different things. Maybe they did what they did at the wrong phase, moon phase. I don't know, but this person is not a seasoned witch, is what I want to say, whoever they are. They're not well versed in whatever they were fucking with. And they continuously did it kind of half-assed, like I said, because it feels like whatever I'm lacking and not doing quote-unquote properly doesn't really matter. It's pretty insignificant. It's okay, I can substitute whatever the working they had, whatever they were working on had to be precise, and they were just going, oh, I can interchange things, and it's not something that's interchangeable. Because that's what I was talking about with understanding whatever you're practicing, where it comes from, why why they use certain herbs and blah blah blahs, whatever's, why it's important. Because sometimes there aren't substitutions for certain things. But, and I just want to say right now, a lot of the spells that I know, or the witchcraft that I understand and have come to know, came to me naturally. Like, Spirit will tell me, and then I'll look it up and go, wow, I was just told that, never heard of it in my life, and I already knew how to do it, and this is how you do it. So that shit comes to me. Spirit lets me know with certain stuff. That's how that all started for me. But anyways, the cracks and the illusion. So they were supposed to keep up with this, and then finally stopped. And that's where the clarity comes in. But they're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. But I feel like you're going to be on top of it this time. You're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to be on top of it this time. Because they're going to rush it. They're going to go, oh shit, I haven't re-upped whatever the fuck this is. I totally forgot that I had that over wherever, that I need to do this. I should have done it on the last full moon. Damn it. Oh, I'll do it on the new moon or whatever, you know. Waning, waxing, doesn't matter. They're not doing it at the proper time. Because it's like, oh shit, I gotta do this now. That's where the problems are gonna come in. Like, that's where the problem for them is gonna come in, because it isn't gonna work. Maybe they did do it right the last time, and you were just too strong to feel the full effects, but I'm just fucking saying, yep. Someone's gonna try again. They're gonna fuck up their own ass. Well, this is the Ace of Quills, which is the Ace of Swords. The truth, clarity. If you wish to forget anything on the spot, make a note that this thing is to be remembered. It's like, oh my God, I just said that. I don't even know what these quotes are because they're tiny and I had to read it, but I just said that this person forgot to redo this spell to keep up with it. It's something that you've got to focus on. Because there was this thing I was watching, and I can't remember exactly what the whole practice, whatever was, like the whole incantation and all that. But the spell itself had to be done over the course of a few days. Some spells you have to do it for 30 fucking days. It just depends on what it is, but you have to like keep putting your intentions in, and there's a whole ritual with it, because some are simple and you just kind of do it and whoop, it's done, and then others are more intense and you have to focus over a span of time. Someone forgot to do a very important aspect of this spell working, which is what broke it, and they're going to impulsively try to bring it back. Like, say they were supposed to do it for 5 days at a certain time, whatever. They're supposed to start it on a certain whatever, and then, you know, whatever it is. They do it for 4 days, and it's starting to intensify for you, and you don't even know what the hell's going on. But you're feeling sick, you're feeling off, you're feeling whatever the fuck, whatever they're sending you, because it can come in many forms. It can affect your health as well. And day 5, they forget because they go out partying. Maybe they're drinking. Double vision. Anyways, so they forget, and they're like, oh, damn it. Oh, I'll do it tonight instead. That's not how it works. They'll have to start all over again. And if they do start all over again because they fucked up, they're going to start at the wrong time. They forgot. Because they wrote a note to remember. Because they were supposed to remember, they didn't. I just feel like I had the cockiest grin on my face. That is so funny. Ha ha. Ooh, the 3 of Swords. What does this say? It's so hard to read. It's so tiny. Alright. But the world within my heart refused even thus to be filled. I longed for the love which had before filled it to overflowing. This is that longing, missing energy when I was talking about tranquil spirits, which is about a scorned fucking lover. Somebody could have been, this is what they were sending you, this energy of heartbreak, taking away what you love. What you love isn't going to work out. Who you love is going to hurt you and go away. Where you'll always have this empty, lost feeling. I kind of feel like your heart's pretty fucking full. Something ain't gonna work because somebody fucked up. But, it is what it is. 40 minutes? Oh my gosh. Well, it might be less depending on if I edit it or not. This was not time well spent. This person underestimated you. They really did. Alright, so why do we need to know about this, this energy, this witchcraft, this person's intentions? Because remember, magic is intention. And if you are hyper-focused on it, that could be some pretty strong energy. But I'm just going to say, when you mess with darker energies and tranquil spirits, restless spirits, which is what they are, demons, anything like that, because actually in the meditation last night, I heard something about working with demonic energy, basically. I don't believe in demons per se, but I do believe in negative entities that produce negative energy and all that. Because demons are more in a biblical sense, and that's not really where my heart goes with it, kind of thing. But it's all the same if you think about it. So someone's working with darker energies, calling upon entities, not just energy, entities. Shadow people, creepy things, creepy crawlies. So if that's part of this work for someone, these workings, if that's their intention, if it's towards you, or even if it's towards, like I said in the beginning, like person A who likes you, and you're being affected by this, because I feel like there's two people being affected, but one felt like it was from a person because the obsessive, problematic behavior, like the clashing energies, while the other one was being spiritually attacked. They both were spiritually attacked at different times. One person was more affected than the other because they're more open spiritually. Like, it could be a medium or psychic or whatever, but they weren't as protected. But if you're open to that stuff, that's when it can freely come in if you don't protect yourself. But anyways, they were sending energies like that. So you would see a shadow or a figure or something out of the corner of your eye. You might think that maybe you're hallucinating a little bit, like you have to blink a few times and go, did I really see what I saw? And no, it's not. Your house is kind of being haunted if that shit's going on, but it's not in the common haunting sense. You know what I mean? It's not ghosts and shit. There's shape-shifting energy. I don't know. Because I feel like I'm seeing different things. But I don't really know what it is. So the unknown can be scary. Like, did I just see a person over there? There's nothing there. Did that just move? No, it didn't. That type of shit. If you're feeling that way, then someone's sending whoever they're talking to your way. You know what I mean? The sun. Well, clarity is here. I'm just saying. They who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. Daydreamers. So it's like when you get visions during the day, you're more aware than when you're asleep. Asleep. Was that last night or was that when I first started? Something to do with asleep. I think that was last night during that meditation, because it wasn't like prompting me to go to bed and dream and whatever. someone was asleep. They weren't woke to something. They weren't woke to this. Well, while the other person was. That's where I said the energy was mainly affecting person B over here, who person A likes. Because person A wasn't, they were asleep. They weren't woke. They didn't. How the hell are you even going to think of someone sending magic your way or anything like that if you're not woke to it? Whether you believe or not, that wouldn't even cross your mind. I did say that from in the past. It didn't even cross my mind. Makes me wonder if I was picking up on somebody else who was dealing with this shit, And they were in that confusing energy. Someone was woke to the situation while the other person wasn't. That can also be a twin flame journey, where one person's like, oh, we're connected, and the other person that doesn't see it, And maybe that's what part of this intention was, so that someone wouldn't see the potential here. Because matters of the heart. I want you to feel empty forever. That type of shit. The high priestess. Yeah, you were picking up on, you knew something. The crows told you. Let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. So it's like not being invested romantically or otherwise, pulling away from a situation. It's like, let my heart be still so I can figure this out. So I can see clearly. So if there's a separation between you and someone, it was for clarity. Yeah, because we're back to the Ace of Swords again. The truth. The Sun and the Ace of Swords. That's the truth. Definitely. Potentially for Hermit. Virgo energy. Not one of all the crowd to pry into thine hour of secrecy. I'm like, what? They should have chose bigger font. Just say it. Be silent in the solitude. So I kind of feel like with this, you're letting someone know that you weren't prying into their life. You weren't looking into them. Whatever you knew was spiritually, basically. Whatever truth or knowledge you have, the crows told you, spirit told you. Because I said there's someone who's woke and someone who isn't. So someone had a lack of understanding, but it's like, I'm not prying into your life. I'm not prying. I'm not looking into this. Someone else was. I don't know, this just got like twisted and tricky. That's what I want to say. But anyways, that's what I have for you. So, I mean, if you're feeling that energy, there are ways to combat it. If you are unskilled, too afraid to deal with it, you can always go to a practitioner to see if they can help you or if they even sense anything around you. Because sometimes, our life is just crazy and chaotic, or there just are problems and it's not being done to us. It's just life. But when it's like a series of unfortunate events, shit luck that just won't stop, you get all these other signs and it's just like, that's happening, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is too much to be one big coincidence. It's probably not. It's probably magic. I'm just saying, somebody's shit intentions. And it's time to reverse it. I was going to say return to sender and reverse at the same time. It's time to reverse this shit. We're going to turn it around. Tea is significant. So I don't know if it has to do with reading like tea leaves, drinking tea, a spot of tea, or twisted teas, because that's what I was thinking of. Don't drink the tea. I don't know why. Don't drink the tea. Don't drink the gossip. Don't drink the bullshit. Don't listen to what other people say. But anyways, that's what I have for you. Love you guys. And sorry this one was so weird, but I'm not really that sorry because it's happening to someone. Peace.